Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everybody. This will be our first episode of the West podcast. My name's Pat, or Chris Papadopoulos, best known as Papa, for most of you that know me around the club. I'm joined today by co-host Mr. Zach Baker, so better known as Coach Baker. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, Papa. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. So, look, just to let everyone know, the show is going to be just a bit of information for the club, what's going on around the club. We'll talk about results. Today's show is going to be a little different. What we're planning on doing today is actually really talking about ourselves, introducing ourselves. So we're technically going to interview each other today, so everyone gets to know who we are, what we're about, and go from there. So don't expect a Joe Rick Shield podcast level, because I've given you the tip. You're not going to get that. You're going to get two blokes just talking about the golf club and what's happening around the golf club. So without any further ado, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about some results in the past week. So we'll kick into those. Unfortunately, we don't have the Tuesday's ladies results, but we will endeavour to get those to you going forward, because we'd really like to include those results in the podcast each week. So the first results we've got, I'll just hand over to Zach to talk about the Wednesday results.
Yeah, the Wednesday boys. Unfortunately, and lucky for them, I wasn't there this week. I actually had the privilege of going out with the A grade winner. Unfortunately, didn't win the monthly medal, but we had Jack Old go out. Runner up was Victor. He's always in contention, and for a younger fella, he's actually a bit older. He can bomb a ball. B grade winner and monthly medal went to Mr. Simmons himself, followed up by Mr. Sanders. Nearest to pin went to Mr. Ryan, and the sixth, a little bit far for the old fellas, I think. The Royal West took that one off them. So Magpie, Dougie Pryor, he's been out there absolutely striping it lately. And the Naga, the infamous
Popular
ice
winner.
legend,
I hear very popular winner.
Mr. Jimmy Camilleri. He wears the pink with pride. He did it really well. So it was a good day out. Actually got some better weather with the windstorms we've been having. So.
Yeah, it's not been good for golf the last few weeks, that's for sure. All right, buddy. So, look, do have Friday comp coming up, starting, I think, daylight savings, and you've got some ideas which we'll talk about in a later episode around the Friday night comps of late Friday afternoon. So that should be good fun coming up as the weather gets better. Saturday comp. Now, I'm going to give the results for that. Suffice to say, I'm a bit annoyed about Saturday comp, because me and little Jackie boy were in the playoff for the Dixon Memorial, and unfortunately we didn't win that, but we'll move on and talk about that in a minute. But we had third round's captain trophy and monthly medal on the Saturday just gone. 92 players in the comp, so we had the four grades. The winner of A grade with net 68 was Humphrey, so Grant Sterling. So good to see him back on the winners board after a period of time not playing golf. So he's doing well. 68 net. Runner-up was S. Smart on 70 net. B grade winner, Mr. Proctor, 69 net. Runner-up, Wellesley, who I played with, Shane Wells, played very, very well. Good golf. Hit the ball very straight pretty much all day off the tee. C grade winner was A. Dykstra. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. If not, someone will correct me on it. Dykstra, yep. Dykstra, sorry about that. With a 69 net, so some good golf there. Benici, 70 net countback, was runner-up for C grade. D grade, R. Dransman with a 68 net, and Joe Williamson, 69 net, runner-up.
Now, I had the pleasure of playing with Mr. Williamson. He's going to be doing some fantastic stuff around the course. I reckon everyone needs to keep their eye on him. D grade now. I'm going to call him C grade and maybe B grade within the next 6 months. We had him out on some little coaches tech. That man swings his driver at 110 mile an hour.
Double me.
Lightning fast.
Double me, mate. Double me. Yeah, I did play a few holes with him. We caught up with him in Gurkha one round. We were in a group of two, and so were they, and we caught up with him. So I played a couple of holes with him, and yeah, definitely have some potential there. What that means is we have a playoff for the medal. So G. Sterling and R. Dransman will play off for the medal. I believe that is the next stroke round. I'd have to confirm that with Mick. So we've got a player for the medal. Women. So the women played their stroke, their medal on Saturday as well. And winner was young Kira Woods once again with a net 72. So very well done, Kira.
She's a little superstar in the making, that one.
She is, yes.
She's striping it. She's playing ladies golf as a girl and showing them it doesn't matter how old you are to get in this competition. And she's not playing off the gold tees. There's been some speculation that, she's a kid, she's playing the ladies comps, but she's back there on the reds and she's giving it a red hot crack.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
definitely.
great to see.
I saw her playing on Saturday, to be honest, and I tell you what, she's a good little swing on her too for a young girl. She's gonna be a good little handy golfer.
Yeah, I reckon someone said she's been getting some pretty good coaching.
I heard that, but I'm still trying to find out who the bloke that's coaching her is. But I'll find that out at some point.
I think someone had a bit of a gag. I think they listed him as handsome on Facebook the other day too. So
I saw that.
bit of a stretch.
I was going to comment, and I thought, no, I won't do that. I'll be nice. Like I mentioned earlier, there was also a playoff for the Dixon family 4-ball par event. That was won by Mitchell Wells and Robbo. From memory, they're +6. So well done, boys. We played in the same group as those. Robbo, very solid back nine. Very, very good golf on the back nine he played, which I think got him over the line in the end.
You got to love watching Robbo go out. You never know what you're going to get.
No,
One day he could be 10 over the card or he could be 6 under. You never know.
I'll tell you, mate, he played some really good golf on that back nine. Really good golf.
Bit of a segue with all these stroke events going on. Have you had a look at the Captain's Trophy standings?
No, what are they? Can you update us on them?
Oh, no, what? There's a few boys within a few shots of each other. So let's, from Mick Wozniak, you got Lloydie, Nev Doon, Shane Wells, Ray Harris, and Harry Cowan. They're all within 5 shots of each other, but they are really hoping that Mr. Sterling falls over because he's got a 6-shot lead. 6 shots.
6 shots
going into the final round.
And the final round is the next medal, I think.
It'll be on the 6th of October, next medal
next
day.
medal.
So it's going to be a big one, but he's playing off 11 at the moment, Mr. Sterling. He's very consistent. Very
11.
consistent.
I mean, I know he hasn't played golf for a long time, right? So fair enough, 11. But I think from memory, when I played here years and years and years and years ago, I think he was off 4 or 5.
Oh, you reckon he's playing to the
I
old
think
handicap?
Look, I'm hearing he could have had net 65 on Saturday,
No way.
but then just kind of come off the pedal in the last few holes.
Saved a few strokes for the club championship.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but that's the rumour floating around. So
let's watch this space because he's 211 over 3 rounds, so he's 2 under.
That's
what would that be? 5 under.
Yeah,
my maths is horrible, but yeah, 5 under. He's going
good
very
golf.
strong.
Good golf. Well, let's see if he can not choke, hopefully, and win that event. Birdie School went off on Saturday, and that was won by the same man, Robbo. Robbo again was the 8th hole. Played the hole really well. Yeah, really, really well.
Rumours are he almost drove the green.
On 8.
Yeah, on 8. He got the dog leg. He was within 100 or something like that. He just absolutely monstered it.
It was 2 solid shots, a nice chip on, I think, and a nice little putt from memory. And ball comp went to 74 net. So if you had 74 or better, you got yourself a ball.
Pretty good. I was pretty stoked when they said 74 was ball comp. I thought I had a bad day out, but good enough for a ball.
I was 2 shots off a ball, so yeah, I didn't have a great day.
And for those that got up Sunday morning,
yep,
it was a little bit of a breeze around again. It's come and gone for the past week. Wednesday saw a little bit calmer conditions in the morning. Saturday morning, if you got out early enough, you weren't affected.
Saturday Arvo weren't fun, let me tell you.
But Sunday, it wasn't quite a repeat of Father's Day, but it was pretty blowy out there.
It was.
I saw they had 92 players come through.
Yep.
And 30 in the comp. And Scotty Wentworth come in with 21 points.
And he had a 5-pointer in that. I looked at his scorecard. He had a 5-pointer. What was funny, though, I played with my daughter pretty much every Sunday, Tia, and we were playing the 5th hole. And we're on the 4th green prior, and I did hear him cheering and carrying on, and I didn't pay much attention. Teed off on the 5th, got halfway down the 5th, and all I heard was Terry say, he's back, and I turned around, and they're looking for the ball in the hazard in front of him. So that was obviously his bad hole for the day.
Oh, they happen. They happen. But for Scott to get a 5-pointer, he might have had a triple bogey on the first. But no, he's out there and he's giving it a red hot crack.
I
And
tell you what,
absolutely
though, I've
love to
played
see
with
him come
Scotty,
in.
and when he hits it okay, he can hit it okay.
Yeah.
It's just he's just got to get a bit more consistent. But in saying that, fantastic. He's won his first ever comp.
And then I think we had Sparkles come in. He had 20 points, and Mr. Curtin on 19. So a bit of high scores. I always find Sundays you either have a great 9 or a bad 9. Like it can be
No in
people coming
between.
in under 10, or there's people coming in with more than 20. And you go, what do you do over 18? Well, we just play 9 holes for that reason.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly right.
But I'll feed into this. I've heard coming up soon the course is about to get shut down with a big event going on down here.
Yes, on Thursday, the 12th September, our course will be closed, and that will be because the ladies are holding their ladies' president and captain's event. So that sounds like it would be an amazing event for everyone. So I do know we are recording the podcast today and the Tuesday, and we are in the clubhouse, and the clubhouse is set up, ready to go. Looks fantastic. So hopefully we have some nice weather for the ladies to get out there and enjoy their golf on Thursday. So that'll be closed till 3 o'clock for all our members or green fee players. You'll be able to have a hit after that. But it sounds like it's going to be a very, very interesting and good day on that day for them.
Yeah, the weather hopefully turns up for them, and the course is looking fantastic. Those greens are getting a bit slick.
They are. The greens are good at the moment.
Getting
really
nice and
good.
firm as the weather warms up.
Yeah.
So, the ground staff around here are doing such a fantastic job.
Oh, they do, mate. They do. Yeah, absolutely do. I mean, those greens on Saturday were just probably nearly the best I've ever seen them, I would have thought. They were really good.
Definitely playing good. And a little segue from the guys out on the grounds came up this week on the Facebook was people running the shop.
Yeah.
Guys, ladies, a few people, even if you're a member here, it doesn't hurt. Pop your head in, say g'day. Yes, you can go out and just start striping it off the first tee, but it's definitely appreciated if you do come in just to say g'day to them. Yeah,
that's it. Look, it's smart too, because if you're out in the golf course and if something unfortunate was to happen, at least they know you're out there. Exactly. I think it is important, not only nice to, like you said, stick your head in and say hello to whoever's in the pro shop, but also for people's own safety. Just stick your head in and say, I'm going to play 9 holes. Then they know you're out there as well. I think it's important. So I agree. All right, so I think we're going to look, like we said, we're going to do a bit of a bio on each of us. We're going to interview pretty much each other. So people that don't know us get to know a little bit about us. We thought probably the best thing to do for this episode. And do you want to kick off, or I can kick off? Either way, I'm not really phased how we do it.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to ask a little bit. So I might group the questions a little bit funnily.
Yeah, go for it.
So first one up, just want to know about so where you grew up and where you're actually born.
Yeah, so I was born in Footscray at Footscray Hospital in 1974. So yes, I'm old. I turned 50 not long ago.
What year was that?
74, like the olden days. Remember we used to say that, the olden days?
Back in my day.
Yeah, in the olden days. And grew up in Deer Park. So old Deer Park boy, played a lot of footy there, a lot of mates there. For those of you that know Anthony Gurkovich or Gurka, who's not long rejoined the club, we were great mates growing up as well. Know him from pretty much living around the corner.
Now, did you want me to reel these off to you?
Might as well, mate. Reel them off, and then I'll do the same to you, eh? Be quicker.
Now, I might already know this, but for everyone out there, you're a bit of a handsome fella. Surely there's a ring on that finger.
Yes. I'm married to my lovely wife, Jessica, for 18 years. 18 years. So, yes, and we've got 3 kids.
Oh, lovely.
So we've got Bailey, who actually volunteers here. So
I've seen him out and about doing his bit.
He's doing a horticultural course. Not long turned 18. He loves his time here with the boys. The guys treat him like so good. It's not funny. Really, really good. For those of you who do or don't know, Bailey has got some, I'm not going to say issues, but he's got some challenges in his life. And the guys really, really make him feel part of, just like a normal kid. Loves coming here. He's been coming here for nearly 2 years now. and wants to continue to do so. So even after he finishes school, if he gets a job that allows him to come here, he wants to do that, which is really a credit to the guys that he works with, the likes of Jimmy, Frankie, Mui, Roger, Apples, all those guys that he's here regularly with. Loves it, absolutely loves it. So I've also got a 16-year-old boy, Zach.
Love that. That is
Yes,
brilliant,
spelled a
mate.
bit different to yours though.
A little bit. Just a
Yes,
little
he's
bit.
spelt Z-A-K-K, and it's actually he's named after, for those of you that listen to Ozzy Osbourne, named after Zach Wilde, who is the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, or was, and he's touring at the moment as well. So he's named after him. And I've got a little girl named Tia who's about to turn 13. I better get that right in case she listens to this. About to turn 13, going on probably 21. But she's taken up golf. As you know, you coach her on a Sunday.
Yeah, she's definitely getting really handy with the clubs now.
She
So
is. She's getting there. So we swapped drivers on the weekend, funnily enough. She said, Can I have a crack at your driver? So I took her driver. She put my driver in the bag, hit the driver really well. I don't know if I'm getting it back. I've now got a 25-year-old driver in my bag, so I might be playing with that on Saturday. I don't think I'm getting my Callaway back. So yeah, no, she loves it though. She enjoys it. I think she likes, same as me. She likes spending time with me as I do with her, and gets us out of the house on a Sunday and out in the fresh air. So it's good fun.
that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Uh, any causes out there, charities, foundations, things that you're passionate about?
There is one. Obviously, a lot of you would be aware we're having the Challenge Day for the second year this year. So Challenge Cancer.
This sounds like a nice little segue.
It is. It is. I'm very passionate about it, and I'll explain why. Bailey, when he was young, off the top of my head, I think he was about 3 or 4, around about there, probably 4. And Zach was quite young. Driving home from work one afternoon, and I got a phone call from my wife, and she was in a bit of a panic, and she said, Bailey's got this massive bruise on his shin. She said, I don't know how he's got it, where it's come from. He's saying it's not sore. So I got home and had a look at his leg, and it was like black, this black ball on the front of his shin. So, as a little boy, I said, what happened? How'd you do it? Don't know. So we said, well, we better take him off the doctors here because this doesn't seem right. So in short, what happened was he was diagnosed with a thing called ITP. And that's this long medical name, but they call it IPT. And what happens with that is your immune system actually attacks your body. It attacks your platelets. So it does the opposite to what it's supposed to be doing when you're trying to heal from an infection. For treatment for that, he had to go to pretty much the cancer clinic at the Children's. And we went in there the first appointment, and I'll never forget it. And I do get quite emotional when I talk about this, so I will apologise if I do here. We went in the first time, and there was this kid that would have been no more than 12 years old. And he was sitting with his mum and dad, and they were obviously waiting to see a doctor. And this poor kid was, look, to put it as nicely as I can, didn't have long to live. And not only did he look sick, his parents looked broken, as you could imagine. And when I came back to start to play golf, I heard of the Do It for Jared Day, the fundraising thing. And I had heard of it prior, but never really thought much about it because I wasn't playing golf at the time. But I thought to myself, you know what, now I'm playing golf, maybe as a club we could make a bit of a difference. So I looked into it. We held our first one last year, which was the Challenge Day last year. And all the money, the funds goes to Challenge Cancer. And what it does is it supports the families going through that horrible time. And they use it for many, many different things. So I encourage everyone who does listen to the podcast, jump onto the Challenge Cancer website, have a look at the Do It for Jared Day. We've got ours coming up in November. There's been posts up on Facebook. For those of you that have seen those, there's flyers up here. We've got excellent sponsorship for it this year through Mizuno. Gurkha's looked after us once again. We will have an episode where we go into a bit more detail about this. But like I said, mate, this is why I'm passionate about it. To see what families go through or can go through. For me, I'm sitting there with a child that was getting some treatment on something that, yes, could have pretty much killed him if he got hit in the head or he had severe bruising or bleeding from what he had. But to see this poor child and his parents sitting there going through what they were going through was pretty horrendous. And my view is if I can organise a simple golf day to raise some funds that can go to these families that have to go through that, I'll do it every year. So hopefully for those of you listening, get onto the golf day. Like I said, we'll talk about it in a different episode in a bit more depth. But bookings are open. I think it's November 17.
17th sounds real good.
Yep. Book at the pro shop. Book on however you need to, but get on board. Some ripper prizes, and it's a very really good cause.
Definitely is. Definitely. We've got now. I already know. We talk about awards and honours. I know sitting across from me is you, last year's Medal of Medalists. I mean, that's as prestigious as we're going to get.
That was luck.
Right under club champion. So I would say that's as good as it gets, or as good as one could hope for around here. But what about yourself? What else sticks out, honours or awards?
I suppose sporting, there's been a few here and there, but I think the ones that I'm probably proud of. I've got two, if I'm honest. One's I was recognised, got a certificate of commendation from Ambulance Victoria for assisting at a road accident, of all things. So awarded something that you don't expect because you're just helping a fellow human at a quite bad road accident. So yeah, that's one. And the other one is, I'm going to say about probably 6 or 7 years ago, the business I worked for, I was actually inducted into our Hall of Fame. So we have a Hall of Fame of all things, which is a great idea. And it's just simply, you recognise over a period of time for your hard work and contribution to the business. So, I was lucky enough to get an award for that, which I'm quite proud of.
Could have one of those down here.
Yeah.
There's a few honours boards going around, but a Hall of Fame.
Something different. Yeah, it was good.
Your favourite holiday destination?
Easy.
And I can't just hear a name. I need to know why.
I can tell you why. So there's the one that my most favourite is Port Arlington. The reason being, I every year take a chunk of time off. I take 4 or 5 weeks, depending on what I've got available. And we've got a on-site caravan down there in one of the smaller caravan parks down there. It's probably from our caravan 3-minute walk to the beach, if that. We've been going down there we put the van down there 13 years ago now. So the kids have pretty much all grown up going down there. And I can go down there and just relax. I know where the kids are. I know the people in the park because it's a small park. It's not far from home, so it's easy to get to and from. And, I spend probably 4 or 5 weeks down there with the kids every Christmas. We're there generally Christmas Day, and coming home when the kids go back to school. So, yeah.
And what about mid-year trips? Do you sneak down?
We do on the long weekends, but over winter, because it's so close to the water, it's freezing.
You might as well go to Mount Buller if you wanted to be cold.
Yeah, so we don't, mate. We tend to stay at home during the winter.
Now, we touched on your Medal of Medalist efforts before. What are you currently hitting off?
Yeah, not great.
Not great?
No, I'm
Still
struggling.
Better than bogey golf?
Yeah, but only just. So it's 15. So I'm not. I got down to 13 and 11 and 12, but the last probably 6, 8, 10 months, just struggle street. So I'm not playing good golf at the moment.
Now,
hopefully we can fix it.
That can come down a lot of the time, just the winter. The
colder,
true.
Very
you're
true.
not getting the same rollout.
Yep.
The wind, like we speak about, these storms we're having, they're less than ideal.
Oh.
In summer, granted, you get those strong winds as well.
Yep.
But a nice 20, 30 k an hour tailwind coming up.
With
15
harder
would be
ground.
nice.
Yeah, harder ground and very true. Very true. But yeah, I'm struggling. I don't know why, but we'll get there. We'll fix it.
That's it. You just go back to what works for you. And how long have you been a member down here for?
So I've been back to the club for about, I think I'm in my 4th year now, 3 or 4 years, by the way. But I was here in the early 90s. So I played a lot of golf here in the early 90s. Played in a winning pennant team in the early 90s. Not flag shoved down the hall, but it is on wall, but it's down the hall there somewhere. I have seen it.
In the 90s, early 90s. I think I was born in the early 90s
Oh,
for
here
those
we
playing
go.
along at home.
So look, it's very different now to what it was. I mean, you talk to the guys that have been here forever, like Dino, Moose, and Jono, and all those people that have been here forever. It's very, very different to what it was. It's much, much better now.
Brilliant. I remember coming down here and we had fairways that would gobble up your golf ball because they were so dry.
Yep, you get down the crack and see it. Yep.
If you missed the 8th green, it would roll back down past the 150 marker. So we changed a lot, and for the best, of course.
Absolutely.
You're obviously a golfer.
Yep.
What other sports are you into?
Really, 2 or 3. So I don't mind a little bit of UFC. I watch that from time to time, but I've tended to gone away from that at the moment because there's so many people cycling through it. I don't feel there's the big stars as there used to be there anymore. Love me Formula One. We'll get up, we'll stay up, do whatever to watch it. Love it. Absolutely love Formula One. And AFL. So AFL, obviously, I support the Blue Boys.
What happened to those on the weekend?
They were horrible.
Talk about that,
no talking about
we'll
that.
leave that alone.
They were horrible. So they played half a game and lost, and they're out. So, but I still love them, support them. Both my boys barrack for the Blue Boys, and both girls at home, my wife and my little girl, are Adelaide supporters. They're both Adelaide supporters.
From Adelaide?
No. So my wife's grandfather was Adelaide. Loved Port Adelaide. When Adelaide came into the AFL, followed them quite passionately. So did she. I had my daughter for about 3 years to the Blues. I lost her to the Crows to her, so that's okay. She can
hold on to them as long as you can.
That's it.
Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Would you say that golf is your favourite hobby of the things you do?
I would say yes, but I do also enjoy fishing. Love fishing as well.
Get out with the family?
Yeah,
have a
but
bit of a flick?
more so the boys. The boys like to go out. And we do enjoy it. Don't always catch everything or anything, but we do enjoy it. So those would be my main 2, yes.
And we'll go outside of golf and sports and things like that. Any movies or shows that you just can't get enough of? You want to watch it over and over again, bit of a guilty pleasure movie or anything like that?
I suppose movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean series are the ones that I like. Love them. But in TV shows, I'm going to say The Blacklist. Have you ever seen The Blacklist? I'm telling you now. I stumbled across this Blacklist it's on Netflix for those of you listening in.
And for the demographic at home that doesn't understand Netflix, it's essentially TV on the internet.
Exactly.
That comes down to your TV.
Yeah.
That you actually have to pay for. This free-to-air thing's now a thing of the past.
It is, unfortunately, yes.
And the internet is actually something that you don't need a computer to access anymore.
No.
Just trying to break it down for those at
home. Beautiful. This Blacklist. Now, James Spader is in it. He's the lead actor in it. I'm not going to tell you all about what it's about, but James Spader's acting in this show is on another level. It is the best performance I've ever seen by anybody as an actor, the way he plays the role. And again, I won't go into it, but I really encourage you, if you have not seen it, there's 10 series of it.
10 series?
With 22, series, with 22 episodes in each.
And how long are these episodes going?
They go for an hour.
So
I got through this.
220 hours of watching here.
I got through this in about 2.5 months. That is how quick I got. It is that addictive.
Now, was that when you were injured?
No, it wasn't. It was some late nights maybe stuck in there during the week. So not ideal, but I'm telling you, if you've not seen this thing, you need to. I've just started to rewatch it. It is that good.
Favorite food? What's your go-to? So I say favorite. Favorite's a very loose term. I feel like favorite food is something you just go, I could eat this anytime. Not necessarily what you think is your most flavoursome or this and that, but something you can just go, that's what I want.
I don't really have a food as such. I have Greek food, any Greek food. I would say maybe moussaka, which is a Greek dish, would be my probably favourite food, but any Greek food. If I could eat that, I'd eat that every single day of the week.
Now, those that don't know you, Papadopoulos.
Just a little bit
A
Greek.
little bit
Yeah,
Greek?
little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
Yeah, tiny bit.
I know we actually kind of touched on this today, but are you a caller or a texter?
Text.
Text?
Text. Absolutely text. Who wants to talk to people on the phone?
You're a 50-year-old that likes to text. Now
Text.
I've heard it all.
Yes, text. Text can get the same thing across. And look, I like text because in my job, I'm usually very, very busy. So, and I tell the people I work with, if you need me, click me a chat on Google, which is our internal thing we use at work, or text me. Quite simply do that and you'll get me. If you're ringing me, the chances of me ringing you back are pretty much very slim.
I know that from today, don't I?
You did.
But we got there in the end.
We did get there in the end, yes, yes. All right, mate, I suppose it's time for me to ask you some questions, eh?
Fire away. In any particular order.
In any
Doesn't have to be
particular
the same.
order. All right. I'm going to start with the sports one. So, sports. What are your favourite sports teams?
So we'll start with AFL. I'm still a North Melbourne fan, and it's going to stay there. And I'm really struggling to keep my boys involved in it.
I went through the same, yes.
So when the year Levi was born, he was born 2016, was when North Melbourne went I want to say it was 0-9, some ridiculous record to barely scrape through into the 8.
Yep.
So we thought we had them won over, but since then it's been more a bottom of a table thing. Alternatively, basketball, NBA, massive Celtics fan. And I can get the boys watching Celtics all day, every day, because there's a good chance we're going to get up and have a good time. So
exactly right.
I think my boys know more Celtics players than they do know North Melbourne players at the moment.
Yeah, but that'll turn.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
let's hope when we start getting on the winning bandwagon.
It'll turn.
For sport, I'm a bit into F1 myself, a little bit.
There you go. I didn't know that.
Managed to get the wife into it with the Drive to Survive. It kind of made that relatable.
Yep.
But MotoGP, so I used to ride motorbikes for 8 years for work and bit of a rev head. Love getting out on two wheels. One of my wife and my first date was actually getting out for a ride, and now both boys are over 8 and they jump on the back of the bike with me. And
so you've still got the bike, obviously.
Still got the bike.
Nice.
It was once a stage we had 3 motorbikes in the garage, so I had to sell 2 of them to get an engagement ring once upon a time, but I managed to keep one.
Smart man, very smart man. All right, so your favourite hobby, the golf?
I'm going to say it is golf.
Yep.
I love the social aspect of golf.
Yeah.
When I'm coaching men, ladies, kids, I tell everyone, you got to enjoy it. And one of the best ways to enjoy a sport is to do it with other people.
Yep, agree.
Controversially, you can also enjoy golf by yourself. You just want to have some time out. You're outdoors, and you get to have that little bit of quiet
Switch off time. Yep.
Boys and I, though, we don't mind going out for a flick ourselves. Go fishing. Mostly we catch colds, and that's it. Catching fish doesn't really happen. However, my wife, if she gets a chance to comment on this, she'll tell everyone, so I'll beat her to the punch. I did catch fish at a trout farm, and I did really well. Caught in a big rainbow trout. It was fantastic.
You'd want to do well at a farm.
Hey, catches weren't quite guaranteed, so I was very happy to bring in.
I'll tell you what, man, if you hadn't caught anything at the farm, you put the rods in the bin on the way out the door is what I would have done.
We had a crack, and it was good fun to see. And for those that, like me, struggle with fish, if you do go to a trout farm, we did another one, I want to say out Ballarat way. We went to another trout farm where we caught more fish. But the joy you see on a kid's face when they pull in a fish, whether it's at a farm, because that's the only place I've seen it so far, is priceless.
Yeah,
absolutely priceless.
Yeah, it's good fun. It is. I remember Cole Bailey catching his first squid, and you're right. It's pretty good, pretty cool. But so you touched on family there, wife, kids.
Yes.
So, tell me a bit about them.
Happily married for 5 years. I'm
5
happily.
years.
My wife Leah, she's married. 5 years. Kids got 2. Ryan is 10. Levi 8. Both a handful to say the least.
They are at that age.
Crazy,
right?
energetic boys.
It's their age, mate.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Times are getting really good for the family. Kids are at a good level where we get to take them away and enjoy some of the finer things in life.
Nice.
And I better include our 2 little pups. Got the fur babies too. So my wife got a little spoodle Indy, and I got the little fella Tank.
Nice.
If you've ever seen a spoodle, it's the fluffiest little thing.
Yes, I have.
So Tank was a very fitting name for such a teddy bear looking dog, I thought. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Beautiful. Grow up. Where did you grow up? Are you local still? Local growing up here or no?
So, yeah, first part of my life was actually brought up in Thomastown,
Nice town.
which was a very,
Bit different.
very multicultural
Yes,
place.
yes. I imagine it would be.
And whenever I travel back there, I realise what I grew up with, and I look back at school photos. It was there's the Aussie kid in the group, like, and everyone else was bringing in similar to you. We had Greek, we had
Yep.
Italian, lots of Southern Europeans in there. So people were bringing in
Smorgasbords,
antipasto
yeah.
platters at breakfast.
I was
and
going to
lunch,
say
and
that, yeah.
And
Yep.
here I am with a Vegemite and cheese sandwich at school. So yeah, grew up in Thomastown, and then in the late '90s, mid to late '90s, moved to Werribee. So
Oh, right.
from northern suburbs to western suburbs.
Yeah, yeah.
And once we had some kids, we wanted a nice bit of land, so then moved here to Bacchus Marsh, and just in the little Stonehill estate. So it's nice.
So that's not far from here, is it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
So for those who drive golf carts to and from, it's
Yeah, it's just down the
1.7
road.
kilometres.
There you go.
So
Nice and close to the
enjoy
golf
that.
club.
Yes.
Beautiful, mate. Well, so, what are you passionate about? Is there anything you're passionate about? Any causes or anything like that?
Yeah, so I got two that I almost religiously do every year.
Yep.
One's it's just men's health in general, but Movember seemed to really put a logo on men's health with the mustache. And as you grow up, you realise that men aren't bulletproof.
No, far from it,
It
mate.
affects everyone different, but
Yep.
When it starts to affect you and the people around you, you realise that there are challenges we're so used to seeing. You know, our fathers and people before them just bottle up, put a bit of a grimace on, and just keep it
Yep.
on.
Agreed.
So now the fact that we can have these discussions, people see me almost every November with a nice dirty mustache.
Mustache on. Yep.
It's taken me. What am I now? I'm 33. It probably took till I was about 30 before it looked like I hit puberty, and I didn't just have a little bit of Nutella left on my top lip. So now we actually have the ability
To grow one.
to grow a bit of a
Yeah.
mustache,
Yep.
and it ends up being a talking point, and always raising funds for it, just because I think the way forward is to actually discuss these problems.
I
And
agree.
It's
Yep.
not just physical problems; it's the mental problems.
Yep.
It's the things that are happening at work, the families. Just to engage in those conversations
Yep.
can help bring people back down to earth when they really need it. And secondly, Cancer Council themselves. So since I was a little tacker, always seen what's going on in their space, and conveniently they got into golf with the longest day. We talk about golfers being out in the sun all day, every day. You know,
Yep.
big problem, skin cancer.
Yeah.
It's actually affected me personally twice.
There you go.
And sometimes I still forget to sunscreen up, but I almost religiously sunscreen the kids up so that they're out here and we're taking care of their skin and
Yep.
everything like that. But yeah, their space with the longest day is something I do every year. And
Nice.
last year
You did
managed
it,
to
yeah.
tear
Yes.
through 6 rounds of golf.
You did too. Yes, I do recall that. I donated to that, so I recall. Yes, very well done.
And this year, our plan, once it comes around, is to go bigger and better again. So we're gonna stick with a golf cart.
Yep.
But we're gonna nut out 10 rounds of golf, 180
10.
holes from sun up to
You're
sundown.
going to be sore.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of pain, and if the sun does go, or we want to start a little bit earlier, we do have a couple of night golf balls we can use.
Yeah, yep.
Especially, I think it's more coming into the later part of the day. We want to make sure that we really get over the line.
Yep.
And the support we had last year was fantastic, and we're going to continue to do it.
We'll get that on the podcast when it gets closer, so we can get some people out here supporting you, and I think more importantly too, donating to the cause.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, nice work, mate. Nice work. All right, so last one from me then, and I'm going to ask you the TV show one. TV shows or movies? Tell me about what ones you like.
So movie for me, it's going to be The Hangover.
Yeah, I watched that the other night, the third one.
So I like the original, and I think it's just Alan for who Alan is.
Yeah.
I reckon I could watch it back to back and still laugh at the same bits.
Yeah.
Just the dryness of him as a character, I think he makes the movie. And
Yeah.
if I'm having a bad day and I want to have a giggle, I'm probably going to laugh harder at that than I'm at watching stand-up comedy.
Yep.
And I don't mind. I've got a little. I won't say it's a man crush, but if there's a man I don't mind watching, I'll watch any Jason Statham movie at
Oh
any
yeah,
time.
yeah, very good actor.
Just
Yep.
might be a bit of the Pommy accent.
Yep.
People think he and I, if you squint, have got a similar physique. Only if you squint.
If you're squinting hard.
Squint very hard, very hard. You might as well close your eyes. I'll keep dreaming on that note. But yeah, any Statham movie I can just get into.
Nice. Yeah, I do like some of his, but I do relate to the Hangover. I watched the third one. Pretty sure it was the third one. It's either Saturday or Sunday night. And I won't go into it, but I rewound the same bit. I'll tell you after the podcast what one it was. I rewound the same bit 4 times.
PG rated.
Yeah, exactly right. It was very, very funny movie. Very well done. All right, mate. Beautiful. All right. So that's a bit about us. It's probably a bit of a boring episode for everyone, but we'll quickly, before we do close out, we'll talk about some of the ones we've got planned coming up. So we've probably got the next 6 to 8 episodes planned out. We're going to try and do this every couple of weeks. It'll be up on Spotify. We'll try and get it up on, definitely the link will be on Facebook. We'll try and get it up on YouTube as well, so everyone can listen to it on YouTube and Spotify. But we'll throw the links up on Facebook when it's all ready to go up. But some of the episodes we're thinking about coming up is, look, we're going to do an episode with the history of the West. So we'll have some guests on. We'll have a chat too. So I'll run through what we've got. We've got the history of the West. We're going to obviously talk about our challenge day in 2024. We're going to have an episode called The Prez, Cluffy. So that should be a ripper. So some of these people don't even know they're going to be on yet, but you're finding out now.
That's right. When they listen to this.
Exactly right.
And Cloffy's not big on public speaking.
No, he's not. So it might be a bit of a struggle for him. But
struggle.
I think it's important to hear from the man. So we'll get in his ear. We'll try and get him on. We're going to have the El Capitano episode.
Now,
so
for those that don't speak Spanish,
yes.
El Capitano is the captain.
It is.
So the captain.
The man who's been doing it for, I think, 10 plus years now, Mick.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years as captain at the West. Pretty good effort in itself, I would have thought.
And his face is always down here. I don't think there's one member down here that doesn't know who the captain is.
Well, it's funny you say that. The other week, I think Mick got stuck in Sydney on a Friday night, didn't get here to play golf Saturday. I reckon 12 people said to me, "Where's Mick?" So that you're right. It's like he's part of the concrete out the front here.
It's almost like if Vicky has a day off or Lenny's not here on a Wednesday.
Exactly. Where's Vicky?
Where are they? What are these ladies doing? Don't
right.
they know we've got a golf club to run?
Exactly right. Exactly, mate. We're going to try and get some junior golfers on. So that should be fun.
I'll dabble into those.
Yeah.
They're down here most Sunday mornings. We might have to get the hole-in-one queen herself on.
Yes, I've got her on my list here. Yes.
Pretty good mates with her dad.
Yes.
I reckon I might.
Kira's dad. Is that Kira's dad?
Kira's dad.
Yep.
Tiger. Or sorry, Heath. Somebody, Mr. Woods.
I just heard that we refer to him as Kira's dad now.
Kira's get that changed on my golf. So when he makes his booking, just Kira's dad.
So definitely get Kira on, because I want to hear the full story of the hole in one for a start. We'll get Harry on, we'll get Jack on, we'll get Mitchell on, we'll get some more juniors on, as many juniors as we can, just to tell us about what they like come playing here, how they enjoy their golf, what keeps them motivated. Because at the end of the day, these kids are the future of our golf club. Really,
exactly right. And for those that haven't seen, there's more kids getting around now than there has been. Well, since I've been coming here, and according to the Golf Australia little website that I get access to,
yep,
we have currently got more juniors signed up doing clinics, playing golf than ever before at the West.
How many do we have signed up doing clinics now? Just doing clinics.
Just doing clinics. Yep. We're about to hit 30. So we actually had to open up more sessions, which means that...
In how long? So tell me, how long, when did you start the coaching?
So coaching's about 2 years, give or take 2 years now.
Yep.
It all started come and try day. I've been bringing my boys down.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, there was a little bit of a following. We went from probably 12 kids, climbed up through summer, dropped back down, but now it's right back up. So we had a wait list this term, so we've had to open up extra sessions.
Good to have a wait list.
Oh, it is. And the ladies are coming back out as well, so between juniors and ladies. And
is that the chip and sip, or we're calling it something different?
We dropped the sip, just because a lot of the ladies had places to go. And Sunday mornings, we changed it to as well.
Nice.
10 o'clock didn't quite seem socially acceptable to
No,
be
probably
having the
not.
sip as
Probably
opposed
not.
to the old Thursday night ones
Yep.
that we were doing. But there's been a few fellas down here that have been requesting guys clinic startup.
Yeah.
As of term 4, on they come. We're doing no more than 12. We're going to see how they go and see if we can strip their golf back down to the foundations and get them to re-enjoy the game.
I think I'll have to have a look at that the way I'm playing at the moment. So, but anyway. Look, some other episodes. We're going to definitely get our volunteers in. I think that's a big one. We get the guys that do.
Oh, do we have volunteers down here?
Oh, mate, the club runs on the volunteers. If it wasn't for people who put their hands up around here, we wouldn't be here. But look, ground staff, bar people. I'd love to get Vicky on the podcast, but I don't reckon she'll do it. But we'll get in her here. We're going to do a sponsorship episode with Nons. What else we got here? We're going to do life member episodes. So we'll get our life members in and have a chat about what the club means to them, how they, I suppose, their journey to life membership. Looking forward to trying to get the ladies captain and president involved in an episode to talk about, the ladies golf at the West. And one of the big ones I think is going to be one I've called My Journey Through Golf. So we're going to get Anthony Gurkovich on. So for those of you that know Gurka, great, but those of you that don't, he's the head of Mizuno Golf in the Pacific. He looks after everything Mizuno, obviously, but he's also been a club champion here and a caddy as well. So it'd be interesting to see his story through golf because I think it's important for especially our juniors to understand that you don't have to turn pro or be a pro to be involved in golf. It's something Gurka loved and he stayed in golf and he loves his job. So, and he knows a lot of celebrities too, apparently.
Oh, of course he does. Yeah. So strap yourself in for that episode.
Yeah, should be good. And the other one we're going to do, obviously, we're going to have an episode all around coaching. So we're going to talk about coaching. We're going to understand what Zach does here at the club. So that'll be an episode of me just re-interviewing you again, mate.
Oh, we're going to have to do, I'll have to prepare some answers for that and might even bring in some of the new tech we've got so we can just describe that.
Exactly, because I've seen it and it's pretty cool. Let me give you the tip. All right, mate, so we've been going, nearly 49 minutes, a bit longer than we expected. We had a 30-minute show.
One time, 20 to 30 minutes. But
and we've got poor old Nons out the front waiting to lock up, so we better get off. Been a pleasure, mate.
Yes, it has. Thank you very much, Papa, for having me on.
No worries, mate. And we'll look forward to the next one in a couple of weeks. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.